So I'll just quickly open up my guide. And before that, quick intro on me. I'm Aharnaha. I'm the developer advocate at Drona HQ. I usually build agents and I try to, build agents and do amazing demos for you. I host workshops every week. So you literally can't miss me. I'm always back there with another workshop, with another new use case or designing something new. Apart from that, I also have started creating a lot of content around agent, how you can build reliable AI systems that can really help and aid your work. So yeah, let's get started. I also want to quickly show you our AI agent fundamentals. So we have started a kind of course on AI agent fundamentals. Basically, everything you need to know to start building agents. And this is not at all technical. It will be super relatable and very much be understandable by anyone. Even if you code a lot, even if you are a non-coder, it really does not matter. So it breaks down the complex concepts into very simple terms. We right now have 2 to 3 videos. Soon we will be uploading more. So if you want to dive deeper into understanding how agents work, what are the common terms that you must know before building any agent, what are the guardrails, what are the things that keeps the agent context aware, feel free to take a look at these video, and these would be more than enough. All right. Perfect. So let me quickly shift to the guide. Assumptions I'm making in this workshop is maybe a lot of folks here attend regularly. I can see some regular people who join our workshop. So they might already know how to build agents and maybe connect their tools, and they have a lot of ideas. Now, some of you might be very new to this. So do not worry. I break down the complex concepts into very simple and understandable terms, right? And we start from very scratch, and this won't hassle you at all. So, okay. I hope that so far, since I was talking, you already might have signed up and also launched your builder. This is a quick intro about me. If you just go visit the guide, you will be able to see. Next is a quick description on what Drona HQ is, what are the different kinds of features you can avail. So we have our low-code platform, we have our agent builder platform, as well as our vibe coder platform. And apart from that, we have also broken down some core concepts that I am going to throw around a lot. Also, you will see a lot of videos while we build agents. It is being used a lot. And it's just, becomes important that you know a little bit about all of these concepts. To talk about these concepts, first we have the instruction, which is basically the agent instruction. Now, instruction basically is the kind of guideline. It sets the role, the definition, the purpose of the agent, okay, and the kind of steps that the agent is going to take in order to achieve any task you have given, right? Now, next is tools. Tools are basically like hands in human, right? Tools equips the agent with capabilities. It equips the agent with different kind of tools like third-party tools or inbuilt skills, maybe file parser, URL parser, third-party tools like Google Sheets, Gmail, Workday, Zoho, right? You name it. So these provide all of these third-party tools or inbuilt skills to achieve those tasks at hand. Third comes the knowledge base. Knowledge base is mostly the static and the external data. Now your company can have large data sets buried in PDFs, documents, 100,000 pages long, and it becomes really difficult for like human to grasp all of that or refer or keep referring to it on a constant back and forth. So knowledge base kind of makes it easy. With the help of knowledge base, we usually make agents which are more knowledge specific agents. Fourth is the guardrails. Now, while you're scaling your agents and you're making your agents work at an enterprise or production ready level, it really becomes important to have guardrails for the agent, so that your agent does not derail from his course. And fifth is triggers. It basically suggests that how the agent will get triggered. It can be from a new mail that you received. It can be from a new Zendesk ticket that might have been created, or it can be simply through chat, which we will be kind of exploring today. Last but not the least is LLM, which acts as the brain of the agent. And we can equip our agent with open or proprietary models. Like in open models, we have Gemini, Anthropic, OpenAI. In proprietary, we have DeepSeek and other models as well. So you can choose any of that and just equip your brain with the tools, the LLM, the instruction, the guardrails, and your agent is good to go to achieve all of the tasks you have handed over. Next is a quick step-by-step build. And finally, one quick note is for you to treat this guide as a holy source code. I have put everything starting from the agent instruction to the widgets that we are going to make today, the custom widgets, Gen UI. So all of the code, all of the instructions have been set as a template right here. So you can quickly see that this is the agent instruction. This is the React code of the Gen UI widget. And this is the JSON schema and some default data. I'll show you around how we will be using this step by step. All right. And after that, I have also listed down the tools that we are going to be needing today. And finally, once you're done with your agent, you have equipped it with the correct tools, the right set of guardrails, the agent instruction, and LLM. The final step is to basically test your agent and finally publish it so that your agent is working and it can be seen by all. And finally, and most important, is also to share your progress and how much you've done to create that environment of learning in public, so that it is not a small feat to build all of these agents in this trending market, where every enterprise is sorting after building agents and funding all of these huge AI agentic processes. So it's not a small feat, and I encourage you to share it with everyone else. Perfect. Now we are ready to go and start building our agent. Okay. Now, before we start building, a quick few things that I want to, give a bit of background about, so that you understand what is the POV of this agent and how this agent is going to work for you, right? Okay. So let's understand what is an agent and how does that define us, right? So in the era of agents, we kind of no longer are software developers, right? So if you already have an agent that does your task, you become more of a supervisor, agent, software supervisor, software manager. So you basically manage all of these things, you oversee. That kind of becomes your role. So with the rise of agents, that's how your role is in the future aligning to be. Now, if you look traditionally, we used to have the traditional machine learning, the traditional automations, right? Where it was pretty much, if you give X, you will receive Y, and this would be the output for any of the case. So you could say the whole process was much more deterministic and predictable. But with agents, it is not deterministic, it is non-deterministic and non-predictable. So an input with X can be Y for me, Z for you, A for someone else, and etc. So this is how, and this all depends on the kind of instructions you have given, the kind of prompts, the kind of context that that agent has, right, around the task, the company, and all of that. Everything kind of contributes to the agent response, right? Okay. Now that we know what are agents are mostly basically the orchestrator. The one hand it has the LLM, which is the brain, and on the other hand you have the tools, the knowledge bases, the guardrails that keep it in track. And just give me a quick minute. Also made a quick agent architecture for you to understand better. So if my screen is visible, you'll be able to see. So here is the agent orchestrator, right? And here are the interfaces. So you can have the chat UI that we are going to be exploring today. The UI also could be through voice agents, through internal apps. The agent can also work in Slack teams or even in embedded widgets, right? On one hand, they have the LLM, which can be OpenAI, Claude, Gemini, whichever one you choose. Next, there is memory. Now, memory becomes really important when you are building context-aware agents, right? Otherwise, without memory, all of your conversations will start to zero, and with every conversation, you'll have to provide context, which becomes a little repeated, right? So memory becomes super important. Now there are two kinds of memory, which further you can learn and deep dive through our videos that I just showed you through our playlist on AI agent fundamentals, and you can know better. Next is also knowledge base. So knowledge base mostly has all of the rack pipelines, the vector databases, the PDFs, the large documents of companies. So these stand as the external knowledge base. On the tools section, we have different kinds of tools, right? If you already have used our platform, you might already know about connectors. So connectors has databases, APIs, all of the next, we also have MCPs, which comes under tools. We have different kinds of SaaS, we kind of different kinds of third-party tools, inbuilt skills, right? These all are considered as tools which we can equip our agent with. And finally, there are different kind of triggers that we have. It can be through scheduling, it can be through email messages, right? So this is how the agent looks in the architecture, and that's what we are going to do today. And while the agent runs, obviously there's a lot of planning that goes into it through the agent instruction. There's a lot of guardrails that you need to equip your agent so that it doesn't derail. Let's say a customer support agent shouldn't be answering any political questions, right? Or it shouldn't be answering any travel related questions, right? Next is observability, so that you can monitor the different kind of agent matrices, like the credit consumption, the token consumption, the agent performance, the agent accuracy, all of these kind of the observability threads. And finally are the traces, which are basically the conversation threads that you carry on with your agent and all of the tool calls that happens within that conversation. So I hope so far it is pretty much clear. Okay, perfect. Now let's understand the agent that we are going to be building today. Let me show you. I already have built the agent. So I quickly want to show you the demo of what we are going to build today, so that you have an idea of this is going to be our end result. And I just tested my agent, so I'm going to show you my recent conversation as well, right? So this is a procurement agent, and I have designed a custom Gen UI widget, which also I'm going to show you. So let me first tell you, in this agent, I have defined a role, a persona, a goal that it has to achieve, some core principles, and a few steps, right? And then I have also connected the tools right over here. I've selected the model, and let me show you the widget that I have designed. Now this is a custom widget, right? So if you click on just add widget, you can scroll through and explore a lot of templates that we have, that we already have. But I have created a custom widget right over here. So this is my widget that I have designed. And as you can see, this is a just a simple table from where you can choose different specification of different kind of items. And if I had to show you what's inside the widget, how I have designed it. So this is the React code, which basically designs the whole element, the JSON schema, and some default data in for the fallback. Once you're done with designing your custom widget, which I'll show you, we just save the widget and that's all. You can also choose to publish it if you want the widget to be available across all your agents, right? So that's when the publishing mode comes. But if your widget is very agent specific, then in that case, you don't need to publish. You just can save the widget and use it. Perfect. All right. So let me quickly go back to my agent. Okay. So let's take a step back before understanding all of the steps my agents are going through. Right, I want to make it feel more relatable and not too much jargon. So let's understand. So existing, I've taken up a supplier use case for a procurement agent, and I've taken up a construction example. But this can be in any of the other industries, right? If it can be from retail, it can be from IT, any industries. All of the industries have some kind of supply. So the items for the supply can differ, right? Now, existing process kind of looks like going a lot of back and forth on phone calls, on WhatsApp messages, on Excel sheets, on manual sending quotations, or manual doing manual follow-ups, right? And this is what I've tried to optimize through this agent, is to make all of that follow-ups, all of that back and forth through an agent, so that a lot of the tasks are being handled by this agent. Now, in the different industries that you can see this agent really working and flourishing is, let's say, in construction business, in FMCG, in retail, in pharmaceutical distribution. All of these can come up. Now, let's say you have 50 customer, 10 products, and daily you have 3 follow-ups. Now, if you really calculate it, by the end of the year, you'll realize that you are investing a lot of time in this whole back and forth, while you could just make an agent for this and use your saved time into more productive, more business into developing more better business logics, right? So instead of doing this manual work, you can just design an agent that can take care of this and escalate it whenever it's necessary to keep human in the loop, right? Now, coming to the widget, let's understand why I have used the widget. Now, if you have used LLMs, if you have already built some agents, you already might be knowing that most of the agent, it's just more like conversation through text, right? You send a message, it sends a message, and that's how the whole conversation flows through. Now, what Gen UI widget does is it makes the whole UI interactive for the human to interact with, right? It basically doesn't just respond, it interacts with the human. If you need, let's say you just, let me show you through an example. So in the playground, I asked my agent, just give it a minute. Yeah, let me go back to a previous conversation. Okay, yeah, this one is it. All right. So I just gave it a simple prompt that, hey, I need sand and paint. Let's say you are an interior designer and you want quotation for different materials that you want to procure. So let's say you need sand and paint for a 2 BHK interior designing case that is going on. So I just said, hey, I need sand and paint. So what it did, it visited the database, fetched all of the details regarding these materials that I have, asked as my requirement. And if I quickly show you the database as well. Uh, All right. Okay. So let me start. All right. So let's say you're an interior. So let's say you're an interior designer, and you are in middle of a process of designing 2 BHK, and for that you need some sand and some paint, right? So you just come to this agent in order for your procurement of the materials that you need, and you just say, "Hey, I need sand and paint," and then it is going to fetch all of the from the database, the different kinds of sand, the brand, the specification, the prices, and all of that. And similarly for the paint as well. As you can see, I have used Google Sheets as my database in this case. So it fetched all of that information and created and rendered this widget that I had designed. So you can see sand and paint. And from here, I have selected a specification. So for example, I need river sand. And for paint, I need the emulsion interior. Okay. And for the brand, I want Asian Paints because it's a good brand. And for sand, I'm okay with any local brand. And these are the quantities that I need. And once I've stated all of that, I submitted my order, right? So once I submitted my order, it generated. So once I submitted my order, it generated a quotation for me. And if this looked fine to me, I confirmed my order, and then it generated this PDF, this downloadable quotation summary PDF, right? And if I show you how this one looks. So this is how it looks, right? So this is the quotation summary that I had received, and these are some of the specifications. And this is the financial summary. So it calculated the subtotal. It calculated all of the subtotal, the number of quantities, the whole total amount that I'll be required to pay, the GST, which is the 18%, the transport fees, as well as the full grand total of all of the materials that I required, right? So this is a pretty simple agent for procurement. I hope that it was pretty much easy to understand. And further, if you want to extend this agent, you can also, hook it up with your email so that it can send emails to, let's say, from wherever you want to procure the materials from, or you can just send it to your customer so that the customer is in loop about the requirements that you have made, right? So this is the agent that we are going to build today. All right. Perfect. I think it's good time to get started and start with the whole building process. So for that, I hope everyone has signed up, checked out the template, agent template with instructions and all of that, and also logged into the builder. So once you log into the builder, it will look something like this. Okay. So you can also kind of make agents by just writing your prompt, kind of vibe coding your agent. And after that, you can, kind of connect your tools and your agent is good to go. But today we are not vibe coding agent, we're building it from scratch, absolutely. So for this, I'm going to click on add agent, and this is going to open up the new canvas for me. So once your new canvas opens, you're able to update the name of the agent. So I'm just gonna name it procurement agent. Okay. And you can also select an icon, but I'm going to not do that right now. I'm just going to update it. And next, I'm going to select my model. Now, you can select any of the models. You can go ahead with Gemini if you want. You can go with Anthropic. I'm going to stick with OpenAI, but I'm going to switch to a lower token consumption because I'm little light on the tokens. So you can select any model depending on the token consumption as well as the capabilities of the model. So let me give you like a quick look to that. So you can see that GPT-4o, the thinking is not supported, but if you can switch, let's say, Chat GPT-4o latest, or let me, yeah. So Gemini 2.5 Flash has acceptable files as all of these formats, and then the thinking is also supported. So you can also like understand what are the different capabilities, which model is suited for your agent the best. Since I'm going to build like a very simple agent which is super demo friendly, so I do not need that much of thinking capacity, and I'm going to choose the lowest token consumption model, and I'm going to select the model. Yeah, I hope so far it has been easy to follow. We have done nothing so far. We have just updated the name of the agent and selected a low consumption token model, right? You can go ahead with any of the models. Yeah. So once you're done, and next you're going to head over to the guide. And in the guide, just scroll down. And here you can just add your system instruction. Okay. Just copy your system instruction and paste it over here. Yeah. So once you paste it, you can preview your instructions as well. So it is going to look somewhat like this, which is why I also prefer my instructions in markdown format, so that when I preview, it looks something like this. Also, the agent understands the markdown and the hierarchy of order. So this really becomes helpful for me, right? Now, once you're done with the agent instructions, you can add the tools. So the tools that we are going to add today is first of all Google Sheet. So let me show you the Google Sheet actually, which acts as the database for this agent. I have already given the link of Google Sheet in the system instruction as well, so that you don't have to build any in database for yourself if you do not have one. If you have one, please feel free to plug that in so that you can see the real-time agent working, right? So this is how my database looks like. I have categorized it into different items, categories, brands, um, then unit, base price, and some discounts that are available. So for example, if you take higher amount of unit per item, then you get a bigger discount. And if you take let's say 10 bags only, then you get less discount. That is the simple logic, right? This is the product catalog for my agent, right? You can build your own product catalog. That's also completely fine. Just go over to any of the LLMs. I go over to ChatGPT and I just tell ChatGPT to build me a product catalog. I have these requirements. This is my agent that I'm building, and it just provides me with the product catalog, right? Perfect. Okay, now let's head back. So you can just quickly add your tools from here. Okay, so we're not going to use Gmail. Yeah. Just scroll a bit, and Google Sheets is usually on the upper side only, so you won't have to scroll that much. And in the Google Sheets, select batch get spreadsheet, because the product catalog is only for the viewing purpose. We don't need to update or add any values to that spreadsheet. And that product catalog can be really long. Like if you have a bigger business and you are making this agent enterprise ready, then the product catalog can really be long. You can also add the product catalog in the knowledge base. I have refrained from adding it in the knowledge base because I wanted to make it available for you so that you can also access the database and see for yourself how the product catalog looks like. That's why I'm adding the Google Sheets right here. In case you choose to add it as a PDF in your knowledge base, that's also completely fine. In that case, just mention here instead of product catalog, knowledge base. That's all. Okay, perfect. And is next what we're going to add is API to PDF. So this tool helps me to generate my PDF as I showed you. And the PDF that I showed you was not that heavily formatted because it is just for a simple demo for this workshop. But you can choose to add a specific kind of template. So for that, you just just add the code in the instruction itself. So every time the PDF that is generated follows your company template in terms of color, in terms of text format, in terms of the orientation of things, right? So we have added the tools. Next is we are going to add the account. So for adding the account, you just click on edit and click on add account. And it is literally two button click process, not even that hard. So just connect, just enter the name and connect with the account that you want, and that's all. So if I show you, if I just write T and then create the account, right? And I can just select this account and it'll show you authentication successful. Which means your account has been successfully connected as a tool to this agent. Right? So when this message comes, it means your authentication has been successful. All right. So okay, perfect. Now I'm going to just disable that account. Okay, I can just select the new account. So okay, T and perfect. So account selected successfully and automatically saved. So I'm going to cross it out. Next, for the API to PDF, I'm also going to add the account here. And you can see already my account has been connected. So for here, you can connect with the API key, and I'll just show you how you can obtain this API key. So it's very simple. You just go to api2pdf.com. As you can see right here, and you can just click on get my API key, which will give you your own API key with I think $1 credit. So make sure you use it like wisely because the credits are really low. Yeah, and then that's it. And after that, once you connect your tool to the agent, you will be able to generate PDFs, right? Okay, perfect. So my account is already connected, so I'm going to minimize that as well. Now that our agent has the instruction as well as the tools, now let's deep dive into the main part that we all have been waiting for, which is designing your own widget. Now, we already have the documentation, which you can visit. Let me quickly open that up for you. So this is our agent documentation, docs.dronaissue.com, and there you can just head over to agents. And if you scroll down, we have a very comprehensive documentation built on widgets and how you can use different templates or build and design your own, right? So from here, you can just go to the interactive widgets. And here we have documented how you can uh, design your own widget, how to call the submit function, how to have that function signature and all of that. And we have a quick example as well. So you can use this and just test it out. Or you can use my code, which will render you the same widget that I have designed for myself. For that, you can just head over to the guide. Right? And in the guide, you can see the React code. You just copy paste the React code from here to your agent. Let me head over to the widget section and click on add a widget. So I already have this one globally published, but if you just want to build your custom, you give it a widget name. So let's say in order builder widget. And here you also need to give it a description. Now, one quick thing about the description is that the description becomes really important for the agent. Obviously, you don't have to write an essay, like for this description. You just keep it simple, keep it one liner, and that's it. So for this one, I'm going to, yeah, yeah, this looks good. Now the description is important because when you are prompting your agent to call this widget, the LLM needs to understand and be able to relate that, okay, for the action that you want the agent to perform, it needs to call this widget, right? So that then the description really becomes important to pass all of that information. And once you do that, you just click on add widget and you can view your widget right over here. As you can see right now, it's 0, right? You can just click on edit widget, and here you can just copy paste the React code that I've given in the guide, right? Okay, yeah. So I've copied and then pasted. So as you can see, the React code kind of defines how my agent looks like as well as the function inside my agent. Next, I'm gonna copy the JSON schema and copy paste it right over here. And thirdly is I'm going to also use the default data that I have in the guide and paste it over here. So you'll be able to see that if the schema doesn't match the default data in the code, it'll give you an error and will prevent you from saving. And once this is done, you can also check your widget if it's working, especially with the options, is that you can just select some other options and just do a quick test. And once you're done, you can just save the widget. If you want this widget to be available globally across all of your agents, then you can publish this. Otherwise, you can just save the widget to make it available locally within this agent, right? Okay, perfect. Now we'll just head back to the agent. I hope that building this widget was pretty simple. Building this custom widget, and I would like to take a moment to actually, congratulate you that you have designed your own custom widget on this platform. You can also choose from the templates that we have. We have different templates on different bar charts, pie charts, any radial charts, things like that, from dashboard analysis, right? For different use cases, it really becomes easier instead of just having to converse with the agent with simple text. it becomes easier with the visual cues and representation. Okay. So I'll take a quick pause of 30 seconds and then proceed. Okay. If you have any doubts throughout this workshop, feel free to drop them. I will definitely take a look and answer all of your queries. You can also reach me out to aharna@jonahq.com. That's my email ID. You can drop your queries and I'll be able to, solve them. I'll try to get back to you at that instant. And yeah, do let me know if you have any other use case in mind. If you want to design any of your other widget, I want to take a quick moment if to understand if anyone else wants to design any other widget if they have in mind. Maybe that's not available in the templates. Maybe they want to design it on their own. So I'll share a quick story on how I have designed this widget. So I have used Claude and ChatGPT to build this widget. Very honestly, what I did is I use the documentation and how I know like how the widget is going to play out, right? So if I quickly show you my code from here, so I have built the function and set up the call and set up my constants and my variables. And once that is done, I asked Claude to generate the code for me, abiding by the documentation that I had provided already in the link. So in case you are a non-coder, it's not too difficult. Don't get scared looking at the code at all. And once that is done, I asked it for the JSON schema and default data. Just remember, once you've compiled all these three, you also would need to check that if all of the options are working, if the widget is really working or not, right? So it kind of goes through like a whole test and learn kind of loop. So yeah, that's all. And it is pretty simple to build any of widget. You can design different kind of widget for you. I'll also give you a quick uh, look at another widget that I built recently. So in my last workshop, we were building a travel concierge agent. And for that, I designed a widget. So this is my travel concierge agent that we built last week. And after that, I kind of reiterated on this agent and fine-tuned on how I can kind of insert a widget, because there was a lot of back and forth that was going on and I wanted to reduce that because of token consumption as well. So for that, I'll show you from the playground conversation. Okay, so ready. Okay, let me head over to the widget section. Yeah, so this is another custom widget that I had designed, right? Again, I had used Claude to whip this up. It was pretty easy. As you can see, you can just select some basic details that goes on to every travel planning. So this was my travel planning and booking agent in simple words. And there are few basic questions, right? Like, who are you traveling with? How many people? Do you eat veg, non-veg? How do you like your trip? Do you want it relaxed? Do you want it more adventurous? And all of those questions, right? And if you really bunch them up, they come to like nearly 10 to 15 questions. Now, you wouldn't want your agent to have that long conversation, because with every conversation, there is also token consumption, there's also tool calling, there's also context window that we have to keep in mind, because the longer the section and the longer the number of messages get, the bigger the context window and the more is the token consumption. So to optimize all of that, I created this widget which takes like a basic quick questionnaire, and that's all. And once you submit, the agent has all the context that it needs to build a perfect itinerary and go ahead and book all of the planes, trains, the commute, the hotels, and everything for your trip, right? So this was like pretty easy for me to whip up. And yeah, I've recently been exploring Gen UI widgets a lot. So I thought of sharing this with you all in this workshop. Perfect. Um, okay, great. Now let's head back. We need to do one last thing, and that is, so the Gen UI widget is a very rich UI, right? And if you had noticed that to enable this widget within the agent, we need to enable the rich UI responses in the chat interface setting. So you can just head over to the chat interface. And as you can see, you can, modify the chat interface from over here. So I'll just quickly enable this rich UI responses. And you can also go ahead and select different styles that you want within your chat interface. For example, since I already did it for another of my agents, so I can just do it here as well quickly. So let's say this is my agent icon that I need as my header icon. I can make it dark or select it to auto. That's that. And I can also align this bubble to left and right. I can allow file uploads if such is the agent requirement. And once you're done, you just click on save and publish, and that's it. So let me do a quick check. You can also modify these suggested messages to cater further to your agent. So for example, if you were doing like a travel concierge agent, it could be, where is your next trip, or I'm planning a trip to dot dot dot, things like that, right? And for this agent, you can say I need maybe dot dot dot, and then you can just like write sand and paint and maybe gravel, cement, or whatever, right? You can also change the name of this agent. So instead of procurement agent, and this can be different from the agent name that we have all previously given, and the initial messages as well. So these are some of the UI elements that you can play around with. Now we are ready. We are at the final section and ready to test out our agent, right? Okay, perfect. So this is how the agent response should actually look like. So once you give it your agent requirements. So for example, you require sand and paint. It should actually fetch all of that item from the product catalog and then create a cart for you. And once you've selected all of the specification, brand, quantity, and item count, you just quickly, click on submit order. And this should create the PDF with the quotation. Once you have said yes to all of the items in the cart, and it is going to calculate the subtotal, the GST cost, the transportation cost, and all of that. Okay. And that's about that. And finally, it will generate a downloadable quotation summary. And this is how the agent actually works. So I hope that it was pretty much clear to you, and I hope that this agent has worked out for you on your end. If you have any questions, do let me know. In case your agent is looping through the instructions, also do let me know. Maybe we need to fine tune the agent further. It also kind of happens if the agent instruction is sometimes ambiguous, but I already had my agent instruction pretty much fine tuned. So yeah, definitely keep a lookout for that whenever you're building any agent, that your agent instruction should be as clear and as articulate as possible, so that the agent doesn't give you or hallucinate any answers or give you undesired results, right? And if you are this is a practice that I follow, not necessarily this is completely right, is that whenever I use different models, I usually change or fine tune my instructions like that. So for example, if I were to use a Google model, then I would have this agent instruction more fine tuned to Gemini. And I would usually use Gemini for all of the image generation purpose and all of that. So I hope that this has been pretty much understandable, and I hope that this has worked out for you. Do let me know if you have any doubts. I'll be happy to share. I think we have crossed our 9 p.m. mark as well. Sorry that I kind of exited the 1 hour time frame, but I hope that this agent has worked out for you. And if you have completed this agent, feel free feel free to share it with your peers on the LinkedIn, and share how much you have invested and learned from this workshop. Yeah, that's about it. I hope you had a good time and this workshop was worth your time. And thanks for joining in. I hope to see you in my next workshop next week. See you.